So for me, Frankis just came here for 1 week, but I will stay here for a longer time. Yeah, so for tonight we have the sharing. What is the main thing for tonight, the mini concert? The Easter Symphony of Hope. Okay, so Easter related with hope. As we say, hope for the working class, a long holiday, right? And then have a planner to go further, to have a visit to your friend or to have a tour. And for children, so you have a long school holiday, right? And so no need to struggle when you wake up in the morning, right? You can have a sound sleep, right? But I think for today, our sharing is more than this. So the hope is not just for this holiday, but instead I would like to share more related with the blessings of this Easter. So, but I have to share one figure first. So I call it is an invincible general. So throughout the history of man, so this guy is an invincible one. He makes a lot of fights, and everyone meet with him, surrounded. Everyone was defeated by this general. You know who is his name? Yeah, one of the Greek generals. He called Alexander. Okay. So we call it Alexander the Great, who studied history. So you must know this king, right? He's the king of the kingdom of Macedonia, right? And so smart. 20 years of age, he became the king. 30 years old, his territory of his kingdom already extends from Europe to Asia. So he's climbing up to the peak of his accomplishment. But climb up to the peak, but all of a sudden he falling down. You know why? He passed away because of the sickness. And on his way, actually he fight a lot of battle. He is an invincible one. He conquered all. But after all, he is conquered by another one. This is what I call another invincible one. You know who is his name? Death. So when this guy comes, everyone surrounded. All of a sudden, he comes and snatch away all our belongings. Sometimes we foresee is coming, but we cannot resist. So nobody likes to meet with this guy. For me, my experience, when I was small, 11 years old, it is I have a deep experience, come close with death. I see the dead body of my grandmom in the front row parlor. I miss my grandma so much. From that time, I fear of death. I fear of growing up. Because of growing up, I will lose a lot. You know, death will bring us despair, hopelessness, and also separation. So that means why it is said that for the prince of Macedonia, Alexander the Great, when he was going to die, he told the subordinate that I was going to die. I have to prepare for my funeral. You prepare 3 things for me. First, so when my coffin was brought to the graveyard, remember, you ask the medical doctor to hold my coffin. And the second, along the way to the graveyard, pave the way along the way, all the precious stones, all the diamonds, the gold and the silver and the jewels. And the third, so for my coffin, so prepare 2 holes for me, so that my hand can stretch out and dangling outside the coffin. Actually, for Alexander the Great, he reminds us. So for one have to going to die, so all the medical doctor, their effort is in vain. When one was going to die, have to pass away, he had to leave behind all his belongings, all his riches. When one was going to die, so we have to live with our empty hand. Even a great authority in our hands, but one day we leave the world with empty hands. It seems that for Alexander the Great remind us, so death is invincible. He conquered all. So that is why it is also make me wonder for our true meaning of our life. So I fear to grow up. I fear one day will miss my parent, my family member. One day I will lose all my belongings. But no matter how we fear for the future, but this guy still will coming. Until one day, I meet with my classmate, and when I was a college student, and I was share with the gospel. Just like for tonight, we share a lot with the songs and also the testimony. So I know that here comes the Lord Jesus for the Easter. So somebody is greater than this invincible one. His name is Lord Jesus. He conquered all. It's not because he has a strong arm or he has a strong fist. No. He conquered all because he passes through a lovely journey, a journey of love. He showed his love so as to conquer everyone. As a son of God, born in the manger, as a man, grow up in poverty. He traveled from village to village to seek you and me, to seek the needy. He stands in a position to bear our sin burden, so he has to die on the cross. But after all, as for today's the main theme, it tells us that the Lord Jesus risen from death. So that is why the last saying of the Lord on the cross, he proclaimed, "It is finished. It is finished." It's not I'm dying. Everything is come to an end. No. So Lord Jesus, he really overcome all the barriers. He overwhelmed all the enemies. So when death meet with the Lord Jesus, how the Bible says, death was swallowed up by the Lord. Death was swallowed up by the Lord. So death have no authority on us anymore for those who believe in him. So our friend, so we can see the Lord Jesus, he really brings us the hope. So here is a famous, so in Israel, a famous spot. Days by day, so many people want to take a visit to this tomb. You know how special for this tomb? Everyone want go to this tomb because it is an empty tomb. When we see a tomb, we do not have hope. When we see the tomb, we feel the loneliness. We feel despair. We will worry of the future. But this tomb is so special. It is empty. This tomb brings us hope. This tomb is bright. It's full of light because there is a appearing of the angels. This tomb is scanty, not of the dead bodies. So, our friend, for today, we share an empty tomb. This tomb is so special because it tells us that Lord Jesus, he really risen from death. I remember last century, there is a famous judge, the chief judge in England. So his name called Darling, the Lord Darling. So he undertakes so many famous court cases. He's so famous. For him, have a good judge, good verdict in everything. But he reminds us, when he studied carefully for the Bible, the prophecy in the Bible, the recordings of the Lord Jesus, how he suffered and he resurrected from death, and then he thanked the Lord. And after all, he reached our conclusion. His conclusion is written here. So we can see a lot of evidence, no matter if it's a positive or negative. No matter subjective or objective. So after all, he reached our conclusion. The resurrection of the Lord Jesus, this story, it is not just a story. It really comes true for Lord Jesus. He raised up from death so as to change our life. So for tonight, so many Christians are praying here, so we bear the testimony. And so we sing a song related to the resurrection of the Lord. So all this tells us our experience is true. And this is also my experience. That moment I believe the Lord Jesus, I can lay aside all my burden. No worrying. I see Lord Jesus really listened to our prayer. He really changed our life. Every year we have the Easter holiday, the Easter festival, right? Last year, the Easter day is 31st of March. For this year, do you know the date? You hope for that date? 20th of April, right? How to fix the Easter day? Easter day is after the spring equinox. That is the night time longer than the night, the daytime longer than the night time. Easter is set after the full moon. That is, it tells us. So we believe the Lord Jesus, we can enjoy the full enjoyment, the full satisfaction. Easter day is on Sunday. So it is a new beginning of a week. So really, believing in the Lord Jesus, so really our life will change. So next, invite some of our Christians, they sing a song. This is a new day.